Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. All right. We are going to talk today about why you have to read the book. And I have had a lot of meetings recently, like it's sort of an epidemic over here that people have read the book. They maybe read the book 3 months ago because it's taking quite a while to get in to see me. So they maybe read the book 3 months ago and they have forgotten some of what they've read. They've not read Nelson Nash's book. Maybe they haven't listened to the podcast, whatever the reason. But we have a huge issue in meetings where people are absolutely not understanding a lot of what is covered in the book. And I don't know if it's a lack of reading because they all tell me they've read the book. Because if you are coming into the meeting and you are just 100% lost, like this is the first time you've heard about the concept when I'm talking to you, I'm going to question if you've read the book. And so I want to just in this podcast encourage you that it does not matter. There's a saying, there's a bunch of people out there that are like, ooh, I read X amount of books this year. I frankly don't care if you've read 300 books this year. Good for you. You read a book a day, essentially. Kudos. What did you learn from the book? I can read a book. I can listen to a book and I will not get all of it. And you guys have heard me say it over and over how often I've read Nelson Nash's Becoming Your Own Banker book. It is a study guide, essentially, for what I do. And if you are a client, if you are wanting to be a client, it should also be a study guide for you. Life Without the Bank should also be a study guide for you. Farming Without the Bank. I don't care which book you've got. All three of those, or at least two of those, one of mine and Nelson's, should be something that you repeatedly read. You are not going to understand this concept with one reading. And then there are people that come in and they're like, oh, I got it. I read the book. I understand it all. No, you don't. I am sorry. I am going to call you out on that. No, you don't. And it's always funny when it's an agent and they're like, oh, I get the gist of it. No, you don't. Because I've been doing it for 14 years and I'm still learning. And so you must have missed the chapter in Nelson's book on the arrival syndrome, right? Because we've always got the continuing education. So I'm going to encourage you that if you have read Life Without the Bank once, go back and keep reading it. Get Nelson's book, Becoming Your Own Banker, and read it and reread it. Even his book, Warehouse of Wealth. Somebody just told me the other day that they got that book and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so good. It is so good. I don't hardly ever talk about it. Shame on me. But it is an absolutely fantastic book. And the reason I love it is because it doesn't have numbers in it. And so many people get caught up in the numbers. Even in my book, they get caught up in the numbers. And so when they come to me, they're like, oh, I get how this works. Okay, but you got the numbers. What you're not understanding is the thought process. And so there is a lot of when are we supposed to pay premium? If you are listening to this podcast, go to Farming Without the Bank and listen to that podcast. Because I talk about the fact that you shouldn't be paying minimum premium and the thought process around putting premium in. And that is super important because the concept is how to think about utilizing your money differently. And we're not doing that in most cases. We're just like, oh, just give me a policy and I want to see my numbers. I had somebody yesterday who had not read my book. She read somebody else's book who his book is wrong. Anyway, so she was asking me, well, and I go over how the cash value works, how the rate of return works, how the dividend works. And she's like, well, what's my rate of return? I said, I just told you there is no set rate of return. And so people want these numbers and there are not set numbers in policies. If you are hearing people talk about rates of return, this is what you're going to pay versus this is what you're going to earn, and they're throwing out actual numbers, they don't have a clue what they're talking about. They're not telling you the truth. This lady was reading 5 and 6% is what she's going to make in the policy. Okay, that's not the truth. I'm not giving numbers in my book. Nelson didn't talk about rates of return in his book. He mentioned it when he talked about the fact that we put money in the stock market and then we go to the water cooler with all of our colleagues and we talk about, oh, how much are you making on your rate of return in your 401k? Because it's all we have to talk about. So make sure that you are reading the book more than once. Make sure that when you are in a meeting with me, you are asking questions and you are paying attention to what I say. I have had meetings in the last couple of months that what I say, it's like it did not even get heard. And so I'm always looking at myself and saying, what did I do wrong? How come they didn't understand that? Was it too much information? Do I have to do more meetings with people, shorter meetings and more meetings? I mean, nobody has time to just sit with me in meetings with me all the time. I would be super annoyed if I had to keep coming back for meetings. And some agents do that. And maybe they do that so that people get more information and they're absorbing it better. So it is something that you guys are going to be able to get all this information. It's in my book. It is in Nelson's book. And it's not something that I'm not selling you a book so that I can make money and then go, oh, great. We never have to talk about infinite banking again. Let me sell you the policy. Away we go. No, this is an actual practice of what you're doing. You don't have a business and never continue to learn about the industry that you're in, right? You don't work for somebody and never continue to learn about what that company is doing. You are constantly making yourself better, and you need to do that. So that is it. This is going to be short and sweet today. I'm not going to beat a dead horse about it. I just really want to encourage all of you to make sure that you are reading it more than once. If you have the audio, you should listen to it more than once. If all you have is the audio, go buy the hard copy of Life Without the Bank and Becoming Your Own Banker. The audio is great. I listened to Nelson's audio as well. It's fantastic. It's easy. But there is nothing better than actually seeing something on paper, especially when you're looking at numbers. Make sure that that is on paper. Okay, that's all I have today, my friends. Let me know if you have comments, questions, concerns. Mary Jo at withoutthebank.com or themjhotline.com. And then we can meet up and talk and all the good things. Let me know if you need me. Have a great rest of your day.